Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon on YouTube, and then I post it up to Facebook. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. If you feel you need a therapist, please go to Google, type in therapy, your city, Psychology Today will pop up. Click on that and it will have all of the qualified therapists in your area. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other damn therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. Okay, so some questions today that I wanted to get answered. Okay. I resigned from a toxic job. 3 months later, my ex-boss sent to my house confidential documents with a handwritten note pretending that she was asking HR to send them, but she posted it. Why? Well, here's the crazy thing about abusers. When we get away from them, they desperately want our attention. They desperately want contact. Why? Because we were their supply. And when we are gone, they have no more supply and they want to have control. So when you're dealing with a dark triad, okay, narcissistic, psychopath, control freak, they need to feel like they are in control at all times. So when they reach out and reach out and touch someone, I don't know if you guys remember that ad or not. I think that was a AT&T commercial. But when they reach out and have contact with you, that's their way of trying to still maintain control over you. Ha ha, I got to you. Ha ha, I was able to send this to your house. Ha ha. And they're looking for a response. So you've got to remember, the dark triads, especially the stalker types, are cray-cray. I mean, they are cray-cray. And when we slip from their grasp, they are desperate to regain some, in their own mind, form of control over us because they're pissed that we left. They're pissed that we got away from them. They're pissed that we are no longer at their mercy. And so they will do these really bizarre, immature things like, sending things to our house or under the guise of, oh, this was supposed to go through HR, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a way to try to maintain control. And what you got to do is go, okay, and so you have no power. You have no power here. You have no power here, lady or guy or whatever, and you just move on. So, yeah, so that's why they do that. Okay, let's see if there's another question that I wanted to make sure that I answered over here. My narcissistic mother text my husband asking who's pulling the strings because I am no contact. Why can't she just leave me alone? Okay, it's a similar question, this time with a narcissistic mom. So remember, when we go no contact, we take their power away from them. There's no narcissistic supply. There's no tit for tat. They're looking for that tit for tat. They're looking for that, who's, respond. I want a response. That's why they do that. So, the snarkiness of, who's pulling the strings, she's implying that the spouse is the one that's saying no contact, when in fact, it's the daughter saying, I'm done, you cuckoo, bye-bye, So you just maintain no contact. So remember, in this time of pandemic, when we are all isolated and in our homes and all of that, and we're no contact with the abusers, they're going to be trying all sorts of crazy shit to get us to respond. So no matter what they send, whether it's the fake sympathy like I talked about last week, oh, I'm just checking in to see if you're okay. No, don't buy it. Or if they're doing the aggressive poke the bear, who's in charge, why aren't you talking to me? Don't respond. Block them. Be done. Are you done being abused? Are you done? If the answer is yes, act accordingly. Block them. Be done. And whenever guilt pops up, because this is something else that I've been hearing a lot lately with the whole COVID thing, is that, people are like, oh, I feel guilty. I need to talk to them, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. No, you don't. So when the guilt pops up, remind yourself, no healthy relationship has got fear, obligation, or guilt. There is no fear, obligation, or guilt. There is no fog. There's just authentic, real connection. There's no fear, there's no obligation, there's no guilt. So if you're feeling fear, obligation, or guilt and needing to reach out to them because you feel fear, obligation, or guilt, stop yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it, Frenchie. It's going to be bad. Trust me on that one. Because what they'll do is they'll come back and now, they responded, yay, game on. And then they're going to start a whole back and forth tit for tat of just doo-doo. You don't want it. Trust me. Okay, let's see if there's another one that I didn't answer. Okay, I answered that one. I answered that one. What is going on in the head of a narcissist that disagrees with everything you say, even obvious stuff you say, like it's sunny outside when the sun is shining, and they yell back, "No, it's not." Well, remember, narcissists live for drama. They live for contention. They live for poking the bear. They're looking for an argument, okay? That's why you never give one to them, ever. You do not respond back in kind. You do not respond, period, if you know that that's what they're doing. So, you know, narcissists can't stand it when you ignore them, basically. And so they will try to start an argument over something as obvious as it's sunny outside. What a beautiful sunny day. No, it's not. Okay, cray. So, you know, they're looking for an argument because that's how they get their supply. So remember, anger is not a pure emotion. Love is love, lust is lust, happy is happy, sad is sad. Anger also stimulates the endorphins, dopamine, serotonins. It's a high. So for an abuser, getting angry over something as stupid as whether or not the sun is shining is a way to stoke their narcissistic supply need and their addiction to that feeling powerful. So you don't want to give it to them. Cut them off. Cut them off at the knees. Don't respond. Don't engage. They do that intentionally because they're trying to start an argument because they need supply. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's going on? Okay. If you're disabled and poor and can't cut off completely contact with sadistic parents because you live in the grandparents' flat, social services, forget it. Flying monkeys, forget it. How do I cope? You're going to have to try to reach out. I know you're saying social services, forget it, but you need to reach out to social services. And this sounds like it might be in the UK. So, and I don't know enough about UK social services to really point a direction for you. The other thing is you reach out to trusted family members and trusted friends. You keep a journal. You try to find somebody that can maybe help get you out of this situation, or you go low contact. You start practicing being gray rock. So gray rock is when, you know, they're poking, and you just kind of go, nothing, no response. So you start practicing gray rock so that they can't help you or they can't hurt you. So if you can't cut off completely from them, you learn gray rock. You don't ever tell them anything that's important. You do try to get a hold of social services. You do reach out to trusted family members and trusted friends. And you try to find a way out. That's all I can tell you because I don't know enough about the UK to tell you what to do. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, Chris, how do I let go of anger about a wasted youth because of parental narc abuse? I lost my precious 20s to a host of mental illnesses. I'm 33 and I'm stuck with the anger phase. So this is normal when we come out of an abusive, you know, family system to be like, you know, oh my God, I have all this time wasted and, you know, we're pissed. So that's normal. Pete Walker talks about it in chapter 3 of CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving. You put your anger back on the abusers. So yeah, you have a right to be pissed. But here's the thing. You get pissed, you work it through, and then you let it the fuck go. Why? Because otherwise you are handing your precious time and energy over to them going, yes, please continue to abuse me in my own head. So yes, you have a right to be angry. Absolutely. So work it through. Get the books, work it through. Work through the anger. Go through the CPTSD book. Work through the anger, get it through, and then make the choice that, okay, my 20s were sacrificed on the altar of their weirdness, and I'm not sacrificing my 30s to them, or my 40s, or my 50s, or my 60s, or my 70s, or my 80s, or my 90s, or my 100s. I'm not, you know, and you make the absolute choice. So is it normal to have anger? Yeah, but you cannot let it consume you. So resentment, this is a Buddhist thing, resentment is like picking up 2 hot coals intending to throw it at somebody else. You're the only one that's getting burned, though. So you have to learn how to go, oh, look, resentment. Okay, do I want to fan those flames? Or do I want to pour water on them and put it out? You want to pour water on them and put them out. So the way to do that is to work through honor what you went through. It's like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I have a right to be pissed. Okay, you have a right to be pissed. Absolutely. Now what? What is your life going to look like when you're not pissed? And sometimes people are afraid of that. Sometimes we're afraid of, I've been pissed so long, I've been angry for so long, I don't know how to just be happy and to enjoy. So the way to do that is you work through the anger. Anger is the bodyguard of the softer emotions, right? So what's the sadness under here? What's the hurt? And what do you want for your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s? What do you want? What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Now's the time. You can do it. So that's the best way. The best revenge is to live well. Honest to God, the best revenge is to live well. So allow yourself to live well. Work through the anger, but then allow yourself to live well. So that is that. Don't get stuck in resentment, because if you get stuck in resentment, if you unpack your bags and you live there, it's an ugly place, and you don't want to be in an ugly place. You've been in an ugly place. Why don't we go to someplace beautiful now? And someplace beautiful is, what do you want? What do you want to do? What makes you happy? Why don't you do that? You know, work through the anger, but then also explore who you are. What do you want? That's the way to do that. Self-esteem, work on self-esteem. I would get with a good therapist. Get with a good therapist and, you know, figure out what it is that you're keeping a hold of. Now, in my case with my dad, and this was a shock to me, I was staying angry at him because it was a way to keep him alive. And it was a way to not let him go because I didn't want to have to grieve the loss. So when I realized, oh, damn, I'm keeping this anger going at these people and I'm trying to keep him alive. Well, shit, I need to let that go so I can live. So really, you got to take a look at what is the payoff? What are you getting out of that? What's the dysfunction? What is the dysfunctional payoff from this? So in my case, it was keeping my dad alive, trying to save him, trying to change him, even though he was dead. Wow, that's fucked up. So when I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm still pissed at everything he has done, and I'm pissed on behalf of my siblings for everything he has done. And I don't need to keep continually holding on to the resentment and trying to fix him because he's dead and gone. So what I can fix is me. I can work on self-esteem. I can work on, you know, what do I want? What do I need? What do I, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, figure out what the payoff is. So yeah, there it is. And there's always a reason why we do that. So that would be really good. Do most narcissistic people underestimate the intelligence of their targets? Yes. So narcissists, remember, are supremely arrogant, and they think that they are the penultimate of smart. They think that they know better than everybody and nobody else is as smart as them. And they continually underestimate their target. And they're always shocked when the target figures it out and goes, bye, you know. So yeah, they do, because they're arrogant. They're arrogant and they can't imagine anybody being smarter than them. So yeah. Have you considered teaching psychology students at night school, possibly teach domestic violence and personality disorders? I've thought about it. I honestly don't have time. That would be a lovely thing to do, but I really, honestly, I don't have time. I really don't. So, and plus the fact that these videos are free and available to everybody. So that's part of the reason why I do them. Okay. This question. Can you do a video about the mentality of internet trolls? Yes. So, basically an internet troll is a narcissist. They are personality disordered. They are probably sadistic, would be my guess. They are antisocial, to be sure. The rules don't apply to them. Social norms don't apply to them. They get off on hurting people. They enjoy it. They enjoy it. And anyone who enjoys harming another person, you know, sitting there poking at them, calling them names, doing all sorts of horrible things, they're personality disordered. Abso-freaking-lutely. They're probably antisocial, narcissistic, you know, and they're cray-cray, and that's why I don't engage. So you'll notice that when I'm doing my show, I'm not even reading usually this things running down the side. I leave that to my admins, and I let them get rid of trolls as soon as they pop up, because I'm not even going to deal with them. It's like, this is not the channel for trolls. This is the channel for healing. So if you want to heal, that's great. If you're going to try to be disruptive and a jerk, bye-bye. So yeah, they are personality disordered. They are cowards because they're hiding behind a screen. They're not willing to come up in person and say whatever they need to say, because they know that they would get shouted down, and they know that they would be wrong, and they know that the people wouldn't put up with it. But, with the anonymity of the internet, people think they can say the most horrible things, and they have, it's like, I've read some of them and I'm just like, damn, you kiss your mama with that mouth? Shit. So, yeah, it's the anonymity of a video screen. So it's almost like not real to them that they're, or they enjoy it. They're getting off on the, oh, ha, 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 I can hurt this person. And what they don't understand is that when I read this stuff, I immediately analyze them and go, ooh, this person is sadistic. This person is mentally ill. This person is probably antisocial personality disorder. Wow, sucks to be them. Delete. So you cannot engage with them. They're just like any other cluster B. You do not engage. You do not give them the time of day, and you don't give them any supply, because arguing on the internet is a supply for them. So when somebody comes on and goes, no, it's not, you don't know what you're talking about, you're this, you're that, you, that's like, oh, they're wanting me to engage. Yeah, not going to happen. Delete, So yeah, absolutely. You don't give them anything. You get rid of them, you delete them, and you block them, just like you do with any other narcissist. So anyway, those are all the questions that I have, and I have a client coming up in a few minutes, but I just wanted to answer those. And this Sunday, I will be doing a show on helping kids when there is a step parent on the other side that is narcissistic, abusive, whatever, and the kids having to go back and forth, things that you can do, how you can talk to them, etc., etc. All right, kids, have a great day. Drink enough water. Try to get some sunshine. Please check in on your neighbors. Check in on the elderly. Listen for any signs of domestic violence. Domestic violence is going through the roof right now, unfortunately. So if you hear anything that sounds like domestic violence, call the police. Call the police. That's just call the police. All right, kids, take care, and I will see you on Sunday. Talk to you soon. Bye.